What's up, Dragon Brood? So, a couple of days ago on stream, we decided we're going to have the viewers submit things, which we do a couple of times. You know, we do it throughout the season, but this was interesting because somebody had brought up the idea of doing a Cats deck. Now, what they submitted was actually like a red, white, black kind of different deck. But I was like, you know what? We played Cats before and we made it at least usable, but I wasn't happy with it because we just didn't have enough. And it's really, we need to talk about that, by the way. Like, how do you put cats and dogs into a set and try to make it a thing, but then the cats are woefully inadequate, that's a real word, compared to the dogs? Like, the dogs have things that pump stuff, they got things that give stuff indestructible, they got quality creatures at each cost, like, they got a haste thing that pumps other attackers. Cats didn't get anywhere near as good as that. Like, if anything, maybe there should have been a thing where the cats got, like, I don't know, protection from enchantments or something, or hexproof from enchantments, or anything would have been good. But they really got a bunch of nothing. But, that being said, people want to see a cat deck, so I'm going to give it my best effort. So, as long as you're along for this ride, let's check it out and see what we can do with kitty cats in Standard. Okay, so I had to make some very tough choices to make this work. So hang in there, hear me out, and then watch the games. The games are actually better than you think they are. So playing Kahira, it's a cat. You get bonuses for beasts, cats, elementals, nightmares, dinosaurs in your deck. Gives your creatures vigilance and 1/1. We're gonna play a bunch of cats anyway, so I figure why not? Let's go for it. So we're playing 3 fight as 1 because, well, you got to be able to protect some of your key creatures. Garrison Cat. Now, funny, since we're playing fight as 1, can actually give us another thing we can protect, which is pretty hilarious. But the biggest thing is, if you do end up having to chump block or they kill it or whatever, you do get at least a 1/1 for your troubles, and that's not irrelevant. We're playing 2 Kabira takedowns. In case we go wide, we at least have some type of removal card here. Then we have a main to Serval. And I'm going to apologize right now. Main Serval is not a good magic card. But to be honest, there's so many bad 2-mana cards for cats that it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Now, I will say this. Main Serval is not that bad in some cases against other white aggro decks, and it's also pretty decent against mono red, right? It blocks everything they play early with no real downside, and you're not worried about losing it if they have the 1/1 goblin that like shoots something when it dies, right? Like, so this is actually okay in those spots, and it does have vigilance, so I don't necessarily hate it. We have a couple of rally the ranks, pumps your team. You basically just call cats most of the time. That's what we're going to do with it. Tajiri Shelter, another way to possibly protect a card. We'll check out, see how good it is. 4 Bronze-Eyed Lion, because it's a cat, and having indestructible is pretty sweet. Feline Sovereign gives your stuff protection from dogs, and you get +1/+1. I don't know how often the dog's clause is going to matter, but giving all your stuff +1/+1 is good. And randomly, if you damage the opponent, you get to destroy an artifact or enchantment, so we don't hate that. Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, it's not a cat, but hear me out here, right? Like, at some point, we have to have some sizable bodies. And if this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do, right? And it gives us another thing we can play early, because you could play the Heart's Desire on turn 1 or 2 if you need to. So it really helps the deck out. Like, I don't love it, I get it, but it helps the deck out, and we really need to be going with it. Then we have Luris, which lets us replay Garrison Cats, lets us get back Rally in the ranks. So it's like, we're not huge, but we're going to go ahead and play 2 of them. Kahira, just as another creature to pump our team. And then we're playing Cub Warden, which is probably one of the better cards in the deck, actually. So Cub Warden lets you mutate for 4, give a creature lifelink, and you make 1/1s when it mutates. Awesome. Can just play it by itself and just be a 3/5 as well. So nothing to be upset at there. Then we're playing 1 Felidar Retreat because, pumping your team or making more cats, always a benefit. Then we have Eska's Chariot because it makes cats, and we're playing a cat deck. Simple math. But honestly, it's also another reason I don't mind Lovestruck Beast in this deck, right? You can hold on to a Lovestruck Beast if you think the board's going to get swept or something, play the Beast, use it to activate the Chariot, and you still have a really good follow-up turn. So And you'd be able to copy the 1/1 that you made from the Lovestruck Beast, right? So all of that's very good. So a few little things that the Beast actually does for the deck. Then we have 8 planes. Actually, why are my planes split up like this? I hate you, Arena. Why? Why did you do this? I guess because it wants me to have Strixhaven planes? Alright, fine. We'll just make it 11 Strixhaven planes. I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, there we go. So 11. Actually, let me cut one and add a forest. I think that's fine. So then we'll have 10 planes, 4 forests, 4 blanched off pathways, 1 animal sanctuary because it lets us put counters on a bird, dog, cat, goat, ox, or snake. And we have a bunch of cats, so why not? And then we have 3 Fable Passage. And if it looks a little weird and you're asking, like, why are we not playing 4 Fable Passages? The reason is, honestly, sometimes you just need to be able to play stuff on turn 3. And if you're trying to get creatures out early and still be able to play your enhancement creatures, like, it just becomes a bit of a, like, juggling act that sometimes I just don't want to deal with. So, a little bit awkward, but we're going to roll with it. So this gives us 10, 14, 18, 19, 22 lands, but we do also have Chijiri Shelter and 2 Kabira Takedown. So we've got like 23, 24 lands, and that's probably good considering how many of our things cost 3 or less. So not a big deal. We're going to roll with that, see what happens. As usual, check me out on the other side of the games. I will give you some updates based on how the games go. And we have a card spotlight for you as usual. So maybe you get to learn a little something. I feel like we keep it, and then we go search for a forest on 1. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. If we play Garrison Cat, I mean, the problem... No, I think we're going to search first. Because if we play Garrison Cat, and then let's say we don't draw a green source, then we're just a turn behind having an extra creature out on the board. And I don't think that's really what we're aiming for here. And honestly, with this particular deck, I don't know if this is the Pest deck. I don't know how we're going to be able to keep up anyway. Unless we do resolve a Cub Warden that lives, which I wouldn't put money on that. But if it does, we could potentially gain enough life to not have to worry about it. And that would be nice. But we'll see how things go to start with here. Opponent's choosing not to attack. Actually, that Kahira could be really nice. So that gives us potentially some options next turn with Kahira. Or possibly like Rally and a creature. So I'm okay with this so far. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's possible it could be our best play could be just play Eska's Chariot and then set ourselves up for later. Kind of like making creatures to keep up with their creatures. And it becomes a little bit of a different sort of scenario. Here, though, none of those things are going to happen. So let's go ahead and just play Kahira. And we're going to attack with these 2. Now, you do get in a weird situation because having Kahira means that, you know, if something happens to our human, we're not going to be able to attack with anything until Garrison Cat dies, which it just did. So there's that. So now we get another 1/1, and that makes things a little bit better. I mean, the thing is now, well, they didn't get a second black, so they can't use the Necrotic Fumes. But if they did, I'm not even sure what they would get rid of, because getting rid of Dina is more valuable than most of our creatures right now, which would be kind of bad for them. Now, if we do get another land, we are aiming to just Eska's Chariot, because here's a neat thing that happens. We can actually... Well, we can attack first, so let's do that. Debating if I just want to let Kahira possibly die here. I kind of think I do. I think while we have the advantage against the opponent, we should just do what we can. we're also going to put the opponent in a situation that if they do sacrifice the eye twitch. Oh, really? Uh-oh. Wasn't expecting blocks like that. I guess they're just going to sacrifice one of these? Okay, that's fine. So Kahira doesn't actually die here. Cute. And the reason I did it in this order, because exactly, I wanted them to take something that wasn't like the Containment Breach, possibly. Because if it was Containment Breach, they would have been able to destroy our Esca's Chariot, right? So here's something really fun. We can now put this onto a token. And then I believe Chariot will let us copy the token with all the traits. So we could get up with a lot of 1/1s here, which is going to be a pile of fun. And once we copy it, we're not worried about necrotic fumes anymore. So we take our turn. Another land is okay. Oh, we can't. We don't have the mana for it yet. We need another white mana. Uh-oh. That doesn't work. So we could just play it as a 3/5 if we wanted to, but in that case, I'd rather just do this and just call Cats and then just get a big attack in, right? Because we can call Cats. Yeah. I mean, we kind of got to keep it, right? Because if we get an untapped land at some point, like, this hand's not terrible. Alright, we're going to go get a forest. And then probably just play Bronze-Eyed Lion because it's big enough to fight some things. I mean, there's a chance it just gets countered. But I sort of feel like, meh, if it does, it does. Though it kind of depends on what we draw land-wise here. Okay, because this does sort of change things. Because now if we go with the Lovestruck Beast, then, like, maybe we have the possibility of playing just the Lovestruck next turn. And if they have a burn spell, then they just kill the 1/1 here. Get stomped or whatever. Nope, it's just a Magma Opus. Okay, not what I thought was going to happen at all. So here's an interesting world. Actually, they might just play Galazeth here. I was just thinking, like, we could play double Feline. Oh, that's going to be a real problem. That is going to be a real bad problem. Alright. This is every time something deals excess that gets deal damage to something else. So if they put anything on Toralf, this could be bad. Alright, let's see how bad it is. We might be about to get wrecked by some random card. Having a 3/3 and a 5/5 would be a lot better right now. But though I probably still wouldn't have done that. I would end up playing like the 3/3 and probably a Feline Sovereign. Which in hindsight was probably a better line. Now I'm going to get punished. Alright, Prismari Command, we'll take one. That's fine. That's the least of our concerns. Though I am going to peek over at their graveyard and see what they had left over there. Oh, they're playing in a Flame Painter. Magic, oh gosh. There are all kinds of things going on over there. Boy. What are we trying to do here? Are we trying to Felidr's Retreat? I don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, it feels like the best use of our mana, but I think we just do this. Because I can still give it indestructible. And then, worst case scenario, we play this next turn, then we at least have a 4/4 that can fight Toralf. Just like straight up, if we need to. And if I get a cat, 3/5, I can go ahead and attack with the Lovestruck Beast as well. So there's a lot of things that could happen here. Luris, you don't help us. We only have lands in the graveyard. This is not your time to shine, friend. It is not your time. I really would have liked for Luris to be a land, so I could have, like, Feline Sovereign and then attack with the Bronze-Eyed Lion. That would have been pretty sweet, honestly. Would have been really cool. But we didn't, so now we got to find up a backup plan. Though I think we still do it. And then attack the opponent. Because, like, they don't block, we kill their treasure. They do block, we get to kill a relevant creature that's probably better than what we have on the board right now. So I don't hate it. Alright. Then we'll blow up a treasure. Didn't think they were going to let us have it, honestly. But I'm good with them doing it. Okay, so the next best thing here now is if we could draw a Fable Passage. Because then we could play Felidar Retreat, put counters on a bunch of stuff. And that would be pretty cool. Okay, that dies to a Fire Prophecy. That's reasonable. Don't hate it. Stormwing Entity. We're not that concerned about that one either. We're likely going to end up just trading a Bronze-Eyed Lion for that entity next turn. Unless, of course, again, we draw the big... Oh, yeah, I'll trade this. They must have just got another one, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. It wasn't doing anything but blocking anyway. Okay, well... I guess we go ahead and do this again. And then we do this. And then we attack for 4, right? I mean, they only have one card in hand, so if they want to bring the fight, I mean, it's advantage us at the moment. If we get an untapped land, we could also play Kahira and Rally and really go for it. And that could be kind of big. Now, if they have something, the thing that like doubles power or something here, we could just die. Which would be a sweet card in that deck. With like Unleash Fury with Torolf, we should probably build that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, actually. Maybe that'd be our next scheduled deck that we're going to build. Alright, we take 8, go to 8. We did not get the card we were looking for. So if we attack the opponent for 4, they go to 9. We make 2 2/2s. Honestly, if they have any 2 spells, though, we just die here. It's kind of the worst part of the situation. Didn't draw any of the cards we were really looking for along the way, unfortunately. Alright, so we attack. Whatever they have is not an instant. Or at least, well, it could be a counter, I guess. Though if it's a counter, I think we just die. If we do this. But I don't think we have a choice. Okay, it's not a counter. Huh, okay. A land and something? I mean, if it's just 2 lands, we might win. If it's any relevant spell that draws a card into something else, we are dead. That's how tight this is. And I really want to get an untapped land so we could play both of these cards. Because I think we need some combination of them to help. Oh, no! Oh, no! Dang. Alright. Alright. That is a huge draw for them. Wow. Well, let's see how aggressive they get. Oh, that's a good card, too. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do not have enough. Wow. Wow, not enough. Not enough. We're going to be just short. Wow, we can literally get them to 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that is how the math works. Man, had outs. Couldn't get there. I'm just trying to think. Oh, actually, no. I almost missed it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8. Actually, no, this is Xaxes. I almost forgot. We can play this as a land. Put a +1/+1 on everything. Oh, how bad would that have been if we'd have missed that? Xaxes. Wow. Wow. Okay, what do we got going on here? Yeah, we keep it. I mean, we effectively have 3 lands. Can't get too out of line here. Plus, depending on what we draw, could be an untapped land. and then that would change things as well. That is not what that was, though, so we're going to put this in tapped. Mostly we can start playing sizable creatures the rest of the way. Oh boy, it's a bunch of flying things that are going to be annoying to compete with. Well, let's see what we can do. Good news is we did find our mana, so there are some scenarios of, like, even if Bronze-Eyed Lion gets bounced, we could replay it alongside a Garrison Cat, possibly. Actually, no, we won't be able to. Because we need another untapped white. This comes in to play tapped. So if they did have a bounce spell, they would just gain a bunch of tempo here, actually. Like, Brazen Bar is pretty legit. Nope, just Cloudkins here. They do get to draw a card, though, which triggers their Vandal, so we're going to take 3. This will become a thing very quickly, if we are not careful. Alright, so what's the best thing to do here? Part of me wants to play this tapped and then go bigger next turn, but I just don't think we have the ability to. I think we have to do this. And at least attempt to race. I mean, if they have bounce spells, they have bounce spells, you know. Not a lot we can do. The only thing that'd be better is if they do have it and then they wait, because we do have Shajiri Shelter as a protection spell. Oh, this is going to give them another card draw, so they're going to get that Vandal up to a 3. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd go to 10 at a minimum. It's not looking great. Not looking great. I might need to top deck another Feline Sovereign, Kahira, something like that, just to keep the ball rolling. But we'll see. They left both on top. Oh gosh, that is bad, right? Oh, we needed that. We actually needed that untapped Plains. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Like a lot. Oof, that is brutal. Okay, go to attack. We're probably going to end up having to use this Tajiri Shelter, I'm imagining. Yep. Figured that's what they left that in there for. Protection from blue. That is not how we wanted to use that, but we really didn't have a choice. I think if we picked it up, we'd have been even further behind. And right now, we are not in a winning scenario, because they can attack us down to 4, and then we just die the next turn. Yep. No real out here. Oh, weird. The opponent did not really come after us. Alright. Well, we're dead. Ooh, definitely have to mulligan this one. Ugh, gross. Man. Wow. Wow. I guess we keep. I just don't even know what card I want to put back. I feel like it has to be Fight as one. Because we don't find anything useful. What are we going to do? Alright, they're going to go get something. Get a creature or a land. They chose Swarm Shambler. Okay. Then I guess we just call a cat. And we'll just see what happens. Come on, 3 mana creature. Come on, 3 mana creature. I know you have it in your deck. We can do this. Alright. We failed miserably. Apparently we can't do this. Okay, well, Kahira just goes in hand. Boo hiss. That was a lot less exciting than we were hoping. Yeah, if we'd had a creature there, I think we've been okay. Without a creature, this feels a lot sketchier. Now, sadly, I think the best thing we can do is just play the Chariot. Hope they don't have a way to deal with the Chariot. Unfortunately, I was going to say, they probably have Gem Razors. Plus side is, at least they're using it here. And we're giving ourselves some leeway to just play Cub Warden next turn. Oh, where were you, Bronze-Eyed Lion? Show up late to the party. Okay. Chariot it is. I mean, if they have another Gem Raiser, they have another Gem Raiser, I guess. I mean, not a lot we can do. Good news is we can Cub Warden on one of these, gain some life, so that wouldn't be the worst thing. Alright, Pledge Mage, sure. Wait, oh, Pledge, that's a different one. Yeah, that's fine. That's only 3 mana. They're going to bang on us for 5? Nope, they're going to fight one of our 2/2s. Okay, then. Seems reasonable. The cute thing is, that wasn't really that much of our plan, so ha. How you like that, opponent? So we're going to Cub Warden. Actually, I'm trying to think what's the best use of our mana. But yeah, I think it's still Cub Warden, though. And then we just attack. And then hopefully they don't have like a Primal Might or something. Because that would just end the game, effectively. Well, not really. We'd gain some life from the Cub Warden. So we go to 15. They would attack us for some nominal amount, I suppose. I mean, this is enough to kill us, so we do have to chump block. Because that's 8, 12. I mean, I guess if they give something trample... Actually, you know, we're dead anyway, if that's a thing that deals 4, right? 8, 12. That sucks. Yeah. If it's the instant thing that tramples, we just die. Oh, that is so unfortunate. We have to block. I mean, in case they have it. If they don't, we at least gain life. Okay, they didn't have it. So I was overly cautious, unfortunately. Good news is, though, we get Kahira down. It gives the Cub Warden Vigilance, which is very good here. And actually, that card is very good here as well. So we get this. We get this. We get this. And now, if we want, we can use Eska's Chariot. But I don't think we need to. I think we're just going to attack. Alright. Go to 13. Now we at least have some things we can do as far as chump blocking, buying ourselves some time and whatnot here. Also, Garrison Cat can die and just gets us another creature, so that's fine too. So it's not a cat, but that's okay. Could also just throw the Eska's Chariot in the way if we want to, since we don't really have any tokens to copy. Like, that wouldn't be the worst thing either. Oh, but the opponent does nothing here. Well, that definitely changes things. Huh. Alright, we'll play Serval. Thing is, we need one more thing to pump so I can get past the Gem Raiser. Or run this Bronze-Eyed Lion in, let the Bronze-Eyed Lion die, and then put the Indestructible on the Cub Warden and start gaining a bunch of life. That's kind of our other option. So we'll try that soon. I don't think we're at that stage yet. But if we can get anything else that pumps our team, then we can go ahead and go for it. Yep. Put a counter on the Swarm Shambler. Agreed. I mean, our plan right now is probably just activate Chariot and then throw multiple blockers in front of a Gem Raiser. Is where we're at. Because we can block all the other stuff. I'm not that concerned about it with us being at 13. Though, if they do get a big Primal Might, you know, they already have a bunch of mana. So that'd be, what, 5, 6? That'd be 12. of trample damage. So that is a real thing. Gym Razor's still not coming over yet. Alright, come on. Pump spell. We need something to pump the team. Something to pump the team. You will do nicely. This is what we were looking for. This makes all the difference in the world. So now, we choose what we want to attack with. Bronze-eyed Lion for sure. Cub Warden for sure. Actually, they could have a fight spell, right? The one we were worried about, they might already have. Though I feel like if they did, they would have killed Kahira already. And that doesn't make sense for them to do otherwise. We have vigilance across the board, so F it. Let's do it and see what happens. If we die, we die. Opponent's at 13. I mean, do we go ahead and get the Cub Warden in? Cub Warden just dies to a double block from Gym Razor and something. I mean, because they could put Pride Mage and Gym Razor on Cub Warden. Wouldn't risk losing the Gym Razor. Put the 2/2 on something. That would get bigger if they had a spell and make it a 3/3. And then like that 4/3 could block here. So it'd only take 5. We'd gain some life. But alright, I think we just do this at the moment. Sadly. And Gym Razor just gets to pick something off. And as much as we can give the Bronze-eyed Lion indestructible, I kind of just want it to die. And then put that on the Cub Warden. Because then if we're at a standoff and the Cub Warden's just attacking and gaining life every turn, like we're going to get so far out of reach, it won't really matter. At least that would be the hope anyway. Alright, Serval's going to die. Sure. Weird that the opponent didn't even want to block Garrison Cat or anything, but okay. They're going to take 8 here. Alright, well this is mostly fine. Because if any pump spell or anything comes along, or another Cub Warden where we could activate Chariot, opponent's just dead because they won't have enough blockers. So yeah, we're into it. Yeah, just getting that big's not going to be quite enough, I don't think. Really comes down to what other creatures they find here. Or possibly spells, because you could still make 2 of those creatures larger. And they do have 2 Faceless Havens they can activate. So they do have 5 blockers. So we definitely need either a thing to pump the team or to make an additional set of creatures we could tap for the Esca's Chariot. You aren't quite it, but you also aren't bad, friend. You were not bad. So if we wanted to, we could tap. Alright, so let's say opponent makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. We attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. We would lose 1, 2, 3 creatures, but they lose everything but a Gym Razor. I feel like I'm kind of still okay with that. Like, I don't love it, but I'm like, yeah, you know, that's fine. I also feel like if I'm going to do that and I don't want to attack with Kahira, then I just tap these 2 and attack with the Chariot. And let them just trade something for the Chariot. I really just have to tap this, so why not? I mean, if the opponent wants to do the thing, then so be it. Do we go and attack with Feline Sovereign? I mean, do we just say, like, F it? This is it. Because I feel like if we're patient, we have more outs than the opponent. But at the same time, it's kind of like cool. You let a Faceless Haven block a Chariot. You let the other Faceless Haven block the Feline Sovereign. You chump block the other two. You block my Cub Warden. Like, I guess. Like, yeah. This is probably just a bad attack on my part. I'm just letting impatience get the better part of me. But the opponent hasn't done anything, so I'm assuming this is all they're going to do. Yeah. Sounds good. They have just colorless mana now, so that all makes sense. I mean, the Gem Razor blocks the Cub Warden. Absolutely. That makes sense. Faceless Haven blocks a Chariot. Faceless Haven blocks a Sovereign. And then you have to chump block the others, I guess. Or die. Yep. That all sounds great. I agree with all that. Because we're going to gain enough life to not care. We get a 1-1 back in exchange for that. We have way more than 5 power getting through. Ugh, found another Faceless Haven. Jeez. Okay, so be it. And another Pledge Mage, sure. Alright. I guess now we're just looking for like a Love-Struck Beast or something. I don't know. We have a bunch of outs. We're not overly concerned. Or I guess even Lurrus would be fine. Oh, this would have been good a while ago. Would have loved to have had that to put counters on my Cub Warden when that was sitting out there. Okay. I'm not sure really. I mean, I guess we could put counters on... I guess we just put it on Bronze-Eyed Lion. Seems kind of wasteful. I mean, once a creature's bigger than 4 or 5 power, I mean, it's lethal for the situation at hand. Alright, another Shambler. Sounds good. I feel like there's a good chance we just have more creatures than the opponent anyway, so it's not like it's going to matter greatly. Opponent can attack. I mean, they can also... Oh, Blizzard Brawl? Alright, yeah, sure. That all makes sense. It doesn't change much. I mean, no, now they can actually attack with Gem Razor twice. I would do that if I were them. They're at 5. Yeah. Attack, attack. Yeah, you attack for 9, and then next turn... I mean, we take what? Well, we'll put a counter, so we'll take 5, go to 13. I mean, that's kind of the only way they're going to win. You're going to have to do that at some stage of the game. Though, I guess if they don't, we get to attack with Bronze-Eyed. I don't know. Kind of a weird scenario. Maybe it's not so cut and dry. I mean, it doesn't matter if we don't draw creatures. That's the real thing here. Ooh, that's an interesting one to have. I don't hate that. I mean, at some stage, we could probably use that to get rid of a Faceless Haven after they spend the mana. So that's kind of cool. Don't hate that at all. I mean, it's the only thing we can really target anyway. They won't give them extra 1/1s. So we kind of have to live with it. Alright. We really want to draw another Cub Warden. Something. Like, there are a bunch of things we'd like to draw here. We have opportunities, as they say. Okay, Lurrus, you are a start. You are definitely a card. Let's start by playing this and calling Cat, maybe? Though if we play Serval, or just play Garrison, yeah, I'm going to do that and call Cat. Because it also pumps Luris. That just makes a lot of sense. And then it means long term we can start just running the Garrison Cats in, and then just replaying Cats and getting a bunch of humans. So as dumb as that is, like over a few turns, we can actually get big enough that it becomes a real thing. Yeah, because the other ones not having trample don't really matter. And until the Gym Razor's like, I don't know, probably like a 15 or something, it's probably not going to be that big of a threat. Oh, they found another Blizzard Brawl. Son of a gun. Alright, alright. Man, is that all of them? No, that's 3 of them. Jeez. Okay. Well, that plan's out the door.
A few moments later.
It doesn't reduce the odds of anything important being in their hand that we were worried about, though. Which is what I was concerned about. I'd like them to play one of those other cards. Alright, there's the Cub Warden we were hoping for. The question now becomes, is Cub Warden enough? Because I don't know. Good news, it does give us more toughness, which is nice. And gives us 2 more 1/1s. So, how do we want this to go down? We can attack, go to 33. Opponent, if they do have a ram through, could ram through for 18. That would automatically put us down to 15. We could chump block. Well, then how do we block, though? We could... There would be what? 17... Well, I'll say 18. Plus 9 would be 27. Plus, we'll call it another 13 trample damage. So we would need to stop 40 trample damage. We would only have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 would only bring that down to 26. We'd be at 15. So it's not quite where we want to be yet. So we have to pass, unfortunately. I think we need this Cub Warden to be just a bit bigger. Unfortunately, the math is just not going to work out in our favor because they get to keep pumping their things the longer we wait. Oddly, I don't even know if we need a second Cub Warden. I don't know what we're looking for here. Really, I think the situation is what it is now, and we're just looking for probably another Rally the Ranks. Since they can't remove our enchantments and instant speed, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers, 6 blockers, and we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers. I think that's what we're looking for. Because then some combination of 2 or 3 cats plus a human gets through, and I think that's our best bet. All right. Ooh, another Cub Warden. Okay. Okay. Now what do we do? So I guess we just put the Cub Warden on the other Bronze-Eyed Lion. Because that makes the most sense. See how the opponent feels about it. All right. So then we give them 1 turn. And then it's a matter of have we generated enough to win now. 2, 4, 5, 6. We'll assume they have 7 if they want it. Possibly 8 blockers. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's a minimum of 3 getting through. Assume they can kill 1. That'd be 2. Even if... Alright. Let's see what's up. Even if they have a ram through, I think we could pull that off. Alright. Fable Passage. Not a Fable Passage. But the question becomes, is it just enough here? I don't know. They're holding a lot of cards. I don't know what these cards could be. Obviously not Vorinclex, because I would have played that a while ago. if we play Felidar Retreat, we give everything +1. We attack with everything but Lovestruck Beast. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers to 2, 4, 5, 6 blockers. At least 4 getting through. I mean, I guess if they have double ram through, we'd have been dead already anyway, though. So double ram through, there's nothing we can do about that. We just die. Because they can just have Gem Razor ram through something twice. So, yeah. I'm going to try it. I don't know if this is going to be the win or not. I mean, if this is it, this is it. If not, we die. Whoa, that was loud. If we die, we die. This is how we go out. With everything having vigilance, we at least still get the benefit of lifelink on the other side, so that's good. We're going to gain a minimum, let's see, we're going to gain 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Let's see what they've got beyond that. We knew that was part of the equation. I'm assuming at least one more thing dies here. Is that going to do it? All right, this is where the ram through plan could come back to bite us. So let's give this one first. See what the opponent does. Because I have a feeling this is what's about to happen. We're going to get ram through. We could also just let the damage go through and then respond to the ram through. This probably would have been smarter. Oh no, it's just a Vastwood thing. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I guess you could get your stuff big. Okay, a Snakeskin Veil. Sure. So now a ram through doesn't even kill us. Then we know that's it. We won because they don't have anything else that's going to matter here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Okay, y'all. That last game, I had to edit it way down, and it was a 40+ minute. I believe it was almost 45 minutes that game took. But somehow we managed to beat the mono green deck, even with them getting all of their Gem Razors, all of their Swarm Shamblers, Blizzard Brawls. Like, it was crazy. So the deck can do some things. Now, I will say this. One of the downsides to the deck is we're not taking advantage of stuff like Apparition or Elite Spellbinder, which Elite Spellbinder is probably the best card we're not playing, honestly. I would consider even not playing Kahira as our companion and trimming a couple of cards to play Elite Spellbinder. Now, if you want to keep just Spellbinders, then maybe we go ahead and put in a couple of, like, Primal Mites or something of that nature in place of maybe a Shijiri Shelter and one other card. And that gives you a little bit of extra reach you can do there, especially if you get something with lifelink or whatever, and that could buy you some time. But we're probably looking at something like that as the only real upgrades. Unfortunately, the deck's just going to be at a disadvantage against some things, but it's not like it has no play at all. And one thing I will consider is, since we're going to go ahead and play the Lovestruck Beast, it's possible we could go ahead and play the Magecraft Cat, the Leonin, whatever that guy is. And maybe that's the best thing we could do. And that gives us another way that we can punch through with our creatures and be a little defensive and do some cool things. So outside of that, I'm not sure we could do much else. But hey, if you want to play cats, here's an opportunity. Now, for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Flusterstorm. And the reason I bring this up is, though the card has had a couple of reprints, we did see some other Storm cards in Modern Horizons 2, which has started a lot of conversation about Storm decks. Even people who don't necessarily already have them have at least started talking about them. There's also a round of new players who have never played Storm before, and they're kind of curious and probably going to dip their toe in the water when we start getting back to playing more physical Magic. So maybe Flusterstorm goes up in price, even if it's just for a short amount of time, to see if any Storm decks pop up. If they don't, then the price probably comes back down. But either way, at least know there could be a crest and a peak that you could probably make decent money on these if you have some laying around. Now, as always, if you want today, whoa, what happened? It sounded like I was like 12 all over again. As always, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below. And I always implore you to check out the other links I have in the description, because you can come join our Discord and come get deck help. You can come follow us on my streams, whether that be on Twitch or Facebook, or you could just do some shopping on Amazon and at TCGPlayer, and I'll get a small kickback if you just use the links that are down below. And finally, if you haven't, I gotta ask, I went through a lot of hell playing all these weird decks that are struggling just to get them to be decent. Please show me some love and hit that like button, and then the subscribe button, then the notification bell. Because that lets me know you appreciate what I'm doing, you'll help the video be seen by more people, and it lets you be notified every time I have one of these weird experiments up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.